Reincarnation is a concept that has been debated and explored across various cultures and belief systems. It's the idea that after we pass away, our souls or consciousness can be reborn into a new body, taking on a new life form. But have you ever stopped to think about the possibility of reincarnation taking on a more, well, wild form? I mean, what if our next life after death isn't as a human, but as a wild animal? It's a fascinating idea that sparks both curiosity and skepticism. Reincarnation in general is a topic that's often met with skepticism, and for good reason. It's difficult to prove or disprove, and there's limited scientific evidence to back it up. Many see it as a fringe belief or a myth, and it's not widely accepted by the scientific community. But that doesn't mean it's not worth exploring, especially when it comes to the idea of humans transitioning into wild animals. I mean, think about it. The concept of reincarnation is already pretty out there, so why not take it a step further and consider the possibility of us coming back as a bear or a wolf? One of the biggest challenges in exploring this idea is that it's almost impossible to prove. I mean, how do you prove that a human soul has been reborn into an animal body? It's not like we can conduct experiments or gather empirical evidence, but that doesn't mean we can't look at the anecdotal evidence and the stories that have been shared across cultures and belief systems. There are countless tales of people claiming to have lived past lives as animals. And while they may not be concrete proof, they're definitely worth examining. Another challenge is that even if we can explore the idea of reincarnation, there's still the question of how it would work. I mean, would our human consciousness somehow be transferred into an animal body? Or would it be a completely new soul or consciousness? These are questions that are difficult to answer, and they only add to the skepticism surrounding this idea. But despite the challenges and skepticism, there are many cultural beliefs and philosophical arguments that suggest reincarnation could be possible. In many Eastern cultures, reincarnation is a deeply held belief, and it's often seen as a way of spiritual growth and development. The idea is that our souls are reborn into new bodies, allowing us to learn and grow from our past experiences. And in some of these cultures, it's not uncommon for people to believe that they can come back as animals. In fact, there are countless stories of people claiming to have lived past lives as animals, from wolves to birds to even insects. These stories can be powerful and thought-provoking, and they often raise more questions than they answer. For example, I've heard stories of people who claim to have been reincarnated as wolves and who have vivid memories of hunting and roaming in the wild. Are these just fantasies? Or is there something more to it? One story that really stuck with me was of a woman who claimed to have been reincarnated as a bear. She said that in her past life she had been a hunter who had killed many bears, and that in her current life she was paying the price by coming back as one of the very animals she had once hunted. It's a powerful and haunting story, and it raises so many questions about the nature of karma and the consequences of our actions. Another compelling case study is that of a man who claimed to have lived past lives as multiple different animals. He said that he had vivid memories of being a bird, a fish, and even a tiger, and that each of these experiences had taught him valuable lessons about life and the natural world. His stories are fascinating, and they raise important questions about the nature of consciousness.